It's a
US6.com.
And y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Welcome back to the US6 Fight Previews. Week number 7. Salute to the usual suspect 6 fight pool. All the players in the fight pool. Once again, this show is for you. And this show is for the boxing fans that want to know what fights are coming up this weekend. What fights are percolating on the horizon? Well, US6 Fight Previews is that show. I'm your host, your favorite yet your most hated Oddfella. And of course, I got the queen with me, Shawa.
How you doing, Oddfella?
Did I get it right this time?
I don't know that you ever got it wrong, but yes, you did. Yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Before we get into these fight previews once again, of course we're previewing all championship fights, Reggie Belt championships, certain main events, 10 rounders or 12 rounders, and of course important divisional matchups. You the dig? That's what we pick on in the US6 fight pool, of course, you know what I mean? And real quick, we got the leaderboards after week 6. TD Sports is still holding the fort and holding the crystal ball with 32 points. I'm right behind them, 2 points back with the 30. And the rook of the year, Michael Ray, is holding down 3rd place. All got identical records of 15-6. We're gonna see if it changes up in week 7. Salute to Queen 71. She's somewhat tied with Michael Ray, just got a lower record, but she also got 29 points. Ricky 905 coming in at 5th, tied for 5th with the Good Doctor. Both of them got 28 points. We also got D-Man Jr. raising up the rankings, tied with Stay Ready Mac, 13-8 record, 24 points for those two. D-Free had a good week, had a great week actually. Only player in the US6 fight pool that did not have to eat crow last week. So salute to D-Free. He raises up to 7th ranking with 23 points. 503 Lion continues his decline at 8th place right now with 21 points, 12-9 record. And Shawa at 9, 16 points, but you did you did eat 2 crow last week.
Yeah. My girl Plata, Lord.
Yeah, Neri Plata. I mean, I still haven't replayed that fight, but
I did, and I still feel like she won, but
that even hurts more.
Yeah, it's all good. Lulu was the champion, and Plata might not have created that separation, so it is what it is.
It's a usual suspect.
All right, well, let's get into these pick'ems for week 7. You know what I mean? Early. It's an early pick'ems because all US6 fight pool players, make sure you get your picks in Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. In lieu of this Thursday night fight between is it Joshua Pagan and Malik Montgomery. Joshua Pagan and Malik Montgomery, and we'll start it off at the top. What you know about Joshua James Pagan? All I know is once again, that's a weird looking box rec picture, but at least he shaped up.
Man, look, he looks better in the ring because he showed it look funny. But what I know about Salida
It's
fighter,
a usual suspect.
fought on one of the undercards of Clarissa when she fought Daniel Perkins. Dude can box. I'm gonna say that he can box. But I'm questioning: are they trying to make this guy to be a thing? If that makes any sense.
13-0 and only 4 KOs. I thought he had more knockouts than that. I was misled by Salida's highlight reels.
Because he can actually scrap. He just doesn't have the pop. Just doesn't have the pop. But he can scrap. He's actually a very decent fighter. People do watch some film on him. Dude can scrap.
Indeed. 25 years old, 5'10", fights out of the orthodox stance. From the Murder Mitten, Grand Rapids, okay? You know what I mean? That's the birthplace of Floyd Mayweather.
Is it
Mayweather
now?
Jr.
He's Puerto Rican. He is Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Gone.
So I look at his resume. Of course, he's fighting Malik Montgomery. We last seen Malik up against, was it Jeremy Hill? Zero.
Yes, sir. Good little scrap, but he just couldn't get it. He couldn't get her done. Shout out to Jeremy Hill.
From what I see, I'm not gonna slag his record too much. I mean, he is still on the come up, but at least he's fighting guys with winning records. I'll say that. Undefeated fighter Ronell Burnett, who's 9-0, stopped him in 3 rounds. But what we really need to look at is his work, the 8-rounders and the 10-rounders, and how he deals with time in the ring. And he's able to go the distance. He beat Roger Healy 13-0. That's a good win right there. Haskell Rhodes is a decent journeyman.
Yes.
I don't know about Ronell Ron. Never heard of him.
That was a good fight.
Okay.
I hadn't heard of him either, but and that may be the one that was on that undercard I was speaking of. Yes, it was. It was on the undercard of Shields and Perkins. It was a good fight. I never heard of Ronell Ron either, but dude is decent.
Followed that up with James Bernardin, 13-2. Got a unanimous decision out of that one, which leads us to Malik Montgomery. 20-1, Malik Montgomery, and he definitely has a little bit of pop. 20 of his wins, or 18 of his wins, have came by KO. Mayhem, 30 years old. I'm surprised he don't. That must be a mistake. 5'9".
It's a usual.
You know, I'm questioning that as well. But when you watch the guy fight, he fights so small. It's really hard to tell. So it really would have been nice to see a face-off between these two, and then, we would have probably had a better feel for whether or not he really is. I don't doubt it, though. To be honest, I don't.
Yeah, he fights very small.
He's a wildling too.
He's a come for a fighter. Yeah, he's part of KG's jump squad.
Is he? Okay.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just putting him there. He reminds me of a candidate, actually, to be a part of KG's jump squad. Yeah, that's how you fight. He wants to jump you.
He initially was out of camp with he was in camp and fighting under the tutelage, I guess you should say, of Kenny Porter, with a regular sparring partner in Sean Porter. So that kind of explains the style. That also, for me, lets me know he could take some shots. But he's wild. He's wild. He's wild.
You got Oscar Escondón on his resume, stopped him in 2. The highlight to me is Sakaria Lucas. I think he's a decent Namibian fighter, and he put him out with I think body shots and stopped him in 4 rounds. The major disappointment, especially of course in the Montgomery camp, when he was thoroughly outboxed and outclassed by Zero Hill in his last fight. Will he be able to recover from a boxing lesson that Jeremy Hill gave him, Zero Hill gave him? I believe Joshua Pagan has a lot of the similar attributes that.
Yes,
and
I already know where you go.
And some of the it should be a concern for Malik Montgomery,
I believe
in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing I was seeing. The only difference I will say, Pagan is not as smooth, maybe, in his the way he moves as Jeremy, but with Malik being a wildling, like Pagan will fight back. It's just, will he be able to create the separation? It's, I don't know. This was a tough pick for me here this week.
Yeah, this is a tough pick, definitely. It's close to a 50-50 fight. In my opinion, I'm leaning towards Pagan. Yeah, because I like the fact that he can work on the outside and work on the inside. Yes. My only reservations is the lack of power, and will he have enough pop to keep Malik off of him, or discourage Malik at any juncture?
Well, I have maybe an answer for that, and that would be the Roger Hilly fight, Pagan versus Hilly. For those that are interested, that may be the answer to your question. He's fought this style, maybe not in total, but he's seen this style and he dealt with it. So, I mean, again, though, but when you look at that knockout record that freaking Malik has, you got questions. It's 50-50 for me too, really, truth be told.
Has he knocked out anybody of real note, though?
And okay, I would say no. And then you also have to ask, like, how good did those knockouts really look? How good did they really look?
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, y'all, this is going to be a tough pick on this week. Yeah, like I said, I think I'm going to be leaning with Pagan for this one.
I'm still wavering, man. I'm really gonna look at more and more film again. Like, I don't like this pick this week. I'm not even gonna lie. Not happy with this pick. Just pick 'em.
Damn, the whole time I thought the screen was sharing.
It's a usual suspect.
But let's move on to the next fight. Bakari Samake, Frenchman, up against Alejandro Ortiz.
Yes. Oh boy, Bakari.
18-0, 10 KOs. He's a youngin, 22 years old. Surprisingly, I realized he was that young. from the rough suburbs of Paris, Saint Denis and shit,
It's a usual suspect 6.
where all the black folk live at.
Is that what it is?
Perusing the Parisian's resume real quick. Once it starts off, oh man, it's expected when you fighting over there in Europe and they start you off. Your first 3 fights, both of the all the guys have winless records. Not one win between 3 fighters.
Right.
But yeah, that's the Euro diet. Robin Zamora is the name I know. He took him out in 4, decent journeyman. But other than that, Wade Ryan, a guy I think he should have been fighting probably earlier in his career, but he stopped him in 7. Warwick Knapp, I guess, is a decent European level win. Stopped him in 8.
Right. Rourke is actually, I believe, out of South Africa.
It's a usual suspect.
If I recall correctly.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Look, I'm just gonna say this. I've done. I've done the my French connection, right? Bakari was never included in that for a reason. Okay, like it's if in looking at his record, you see all these fights for the most part, aside from 4, have been in France. So he's bringing people to him. I do know he's trained over here. I shouldn't say trained. He's visited the Mayweather gym. For what that's worth, because again, he did not make the cut for the French Connection video. I'm not.
And why is that? He's 20. He's only 22. There's still plenty of time to grow, but you don't see you don't see he has a high ceiling.
Bakar needs to get over here and fight some of these guys for real, because the thing is, I believe he has actually potential. But he's just living as a rock star over there, and dude just loads up on shots. You're knocking out people nobody knows, or I'm sorry, they don't care about. He's just living that life over there, being celebrated, and that's fine. But at this point, he's gotten high. He's gotten quite high in the rankings. So it's going to become incumbent of him to probably fight somebody that matters. And I just don't think he's going to cut the mustard.
How is this allowed? WBC silver belt on the line. And he fought Warwick Knapp. And Warwick Knapp was only 140. He wasn't even a full-fledged welterweight for this fight.
Look at all of his weights across the board. Like, he's over there doing what he wants to do, without question. Clearly, he's just being a rock star in France, and they're letting him be. I don't know how the WBC did that, to be honest with you, or why I should say.
That's crazy work. Alejandro Ortiz. Wow. What's better, having the faceless avatar, or having a driver's license as your box rec?
I'd choose faceless, to be honest.
Okay, so Alejandro. Now I tried to find Alejandro.
Yeah.
On the not so much on the net, but on YouTube, and I couldn't find shit.
You can't find him on YouTube. You ain't gonna find him on the internet. Someone found him on IG, and he should have just never mind. Look, this is another fight this week that I'm like, why are we doing this? No footage on this guy. Some very heavily edited sparring footage that maybe is 30 seconds, if that.
Wow.
So you really don't get a feel for this guy. There was a face-off. There's footage of that.
I saw that.
Right. That's. I don't know what we're working with here.
It's a usual.
They got his
suspect.
attributes. He is 5'9.5". That's more than we could say about the height of Bakari Samake. Who knows? Because it wasn't listed on his box rec.
Yeah, I think Bakari has to probably be about 5'10", 11.
Okay. Well, Alejandro, fighting out of Venezuela, is also young, 24 years old. El Venado, 25-0, 24 KOs, glossy record. One thing I could say, a lot of those Venezuelan fighters, they're heavy-handed.
The footage I saw didn't appear that way, but again, it was just so short and so edited. I had a conversation with someone, like, I would love to just see one round of one fight, just to get a feel. And all he's fought is in his country as well.
Oh my!
Domestic again.
Look at this queen.
I saw it.
Debut 0-1, debut 0-1, 0-1, debut. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights in, and you finding debutante still.
Yeah, and it keeps getting worse. Yeah.
1-6, 2-4, 3-16.
Yeah.
1, 2-1, 0-9, 0-3. So this is his big step up. Adrian Perez, 16-16, but his last 6 were all losses.
That's not a step up. That person is basically in a draw. I can't.
Oh man. And since then he's lost what 15 more times.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, the footage I saw, he's not a dog. I'm sorry.
It's a usual suspect.
All domestic, all with these type of records. Is there one exception? I don't think so.
Simon Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, yeah. Yep.
13-5, knocked him out in 3. Here's a guy with some experience. Giancarlos Prada stopped him in 6. So he's been at least he's been fighting 10 rounders, but against who? Fought Jose Rivas again. Needed a rematch. 1-6-1. Jose Rivas. This is terrible.
It's awful. And so again, who is this guy bringing to France as opponents, and why did his ranking become so high doing this mess? I don't know. Not feeling it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to lean towards Samake in this one. We ain't got no footage on Ortiz.
I got Samake as well, but I'm not happy. Not happy at all.
It's a usual suspect.
He has to do something better than this. And again, he's going to be required to at some point. Because again, I believe he's high in one of these rankings. So one of these sanctioning bodies, that is.
Now, before we get to the feature fight of week 7 on the US6 fight card, let me ask you this, because I got scared when I went on BoxRec today, and I see on the Saturday schedule that Oshaki Foster and Cool Boy Stuff are still listed as fighting this weekend. Is that true? I thought the whole card was rescheduled.
It was.
Because if so, that fight definitely should have been on the on this fight card, but it's too late now. But if it is, Queen's gonna be tearing my ass up for the next week or so.
Now, what website? It was BoxRec.
Yeah.
I don't even know why this. I'm sorry, that platform exists sometimes because I don't know what they be doing. No.
But true, they still had Fundora versus Thurman listed. So maybe they didn't get the memo from PBC.
I don't know. They over there slacking. Seriously, we need another site besides BoxRec. Truly, and there are others, but I think you just kind of got to combine everything, and we know that fight ain't happening this weekend though. So
okay. Well, let's get to the feature fight. Joseph Parker up against a guy that I've been high on for years, 5 years now, since Fabio Wardley first came on the scene. I recognized that he was a different type of British fighter, because a lot of these British heavyweight fighters, they come with the same, what my guy, one of them ones used to say, a lamppost style. They're straight up and down. You know what I mean? No type of the head movement. Don't change levels. Don't work the body. None. Stuck in the cement with their feet and shit. Wardley is. I don't believe he's that guy. He doesn't fit that mold of your typical British heavyweight lamppost type of style, and he comes with limited experience at that. Right. All of his experience has been pretty much on the job.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? But he's definitely had a nice ascent. And I think he's kind of done it the right way. I like his progression up the heavyweight ladder, especially for someone that, of course, didn't have no amateur background, no Olympic pedigree. He was just what the British folk called a white collar fighter. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yep.
And I guess if you convert it to North American, you're a club fighter. Guy that usually, you know what I mean, fights on the reservations and shit, and some underground club fights type of shit.
Okay.
So that's what Fabio Wardley was on, and now he's a legitimate professional.
Correct.
Has he grown enough to beat a guy like Joseph Parker?
I personally don't think so. It's possible because we all are very familiar with his equalizer, right? Wouldn't he be the British Wilder with that right? Like, we're familiar with that. So I don't want to discredit the guy though, because he has a little bit of skill, but when I consider him, like in his last fight, Hooney almost got him out of there. So Parker's definitely a better boxer than Justice Hooney.
Yeah, I mean, that's arguable. I think Hooney's underrated.
I do. I like Justice.
Hooney can box for real.
Man, that's why I'm saying I feel like Parker's better than Hooney. So
Hooney got pedigree.
Yes, he does.
Hooney just got, I think, a shaky chin.
And he got caught in the battle of throwing the right. Yeah, and he in his chin got the worst of it, right?
Wardley 19-0-1, 18 KOs. Let's peruse his resume. Of course, starting off, we ain't gonna get much from it. You started to step it up when you fought the Frenchman Simon Vallily. Took out No Party Larte with ease. Eric Molina was a decent little test for him, and got through that. Was rocked momentarily, but came back, recovered quickly, and knocked out, I think, Eric Molina in the same round. Nick Webb was a decent win. Nice domestic level fight for him, and took him out in Eddie's Garden, or with the niggas like to say, the Matchroom Plantation. Back in the COVID days and shit. Daniel Martz, we ain't gonna rate that. Don't know who Chris Healy is. Nathan Gorman was a good win. Nathan Gorman was still, I think, fresh at the time. His only loss came to Danny Dubois. Fabio got him out of there in 3.
Yeah, he's only lost once since, so yeah.
Fabio effectively turned Michael Polite Coffee into a journeyman after knocking him out in 4 rounds. So, see, what I like the progression we're seeing. You know, the last box recs we've been looking at have been absolute trash. But
absolutely,
with Wardley, we're seeing a nice progression of talent.
Yeah, they're moving them in a way.
Same year in 2023, he goes back and fights another domestic rival, undefeated David Adelaide.
Right.
Stops him in 7. Adelaide was able to have limited success. I liked Adelaide's jab in that fight.
Right.
But I think the boss of the ring that night was Fabio for the most part. He looked like the more experienced fighter. If you look at both of them, it looked like Fabio was the guy with pedigree and not David Adelaide.
David, I would agree, but I'm just, the more and more I watch Adelaide, I'm just like, why? What are we doing? What are we doing? So, if that's worth anything, Adelaide is upsetting to me.
He should be much better.
He really should. But
he does have some tools that I think could definitely go far in the division, but I think it's a mental thing and it's a boxing IQ thing for David Adelaide, in my opinion.
You think so? Yeah, maybe. You're right. I don't know about mental, but IQ for sure. For me.
UsualSuspect6.com.
Frazier Clark. He was 8-0, but of course Frazier Clark is a long-time British Olympian, bronze medalist, been in TB, the amateurs forever. He's actually older than Fabio. So the 8-0 record looks misleading, like, oh, he's kind of like a novice in it. But Frazier Clark is way more experienced than Fabio. This was an even fight, a good fight, and it turned out to be a draw in the first matchup.
Yeah, he damaged though. He damaged Fabio for life. Like that
nose. Yeah, the bridge of his nose is busted up for life.
Forever. Yeah. But he got his get back.
Yes, indeed.
Immediately.
7 months later, for the damage to the bridge of his nose, he inflicted the damage to Frazier Clark's jaw.
My nose for your jaw, and that jaw was a nasty word.
Absolutely caving it in.
Oh my gosh. I still can't watch that. I can't rewatch that.
So got him out of there in 1 round. And this was I think that the jaw cave in added more hype to Fabio. Yeah, we hear more people saying, "Oh, he's the British Deontay Wilder." When you see knockouts like that,
right? That's why I say he's been equated to the Wilder of the UK with that equalizer on the right.
So from a top domestic matchup with Frazier Clark, he passed those tests. He goes into what I would say is a world level or a fringe world level type of clash against another undefeated competitor. With
Fringe, yeah, I agree.
With somewhat of an upside.
Mm-hmm. But no one knew who he was, so I can say I agree with Fringe. Yeah.
Now Hooney boxed the shit out of Wardley effectively for 9 rounds.
Absolutely, he did.
There was times where Wardley looked discouraged and looked like he was about to quit.
I thought he was gonna get him out of there twice. Absolutely.
But yeah, Wardley pulled it out, and that was a big showcase for him because it was a hometown fight. I mean,
yes, I absolutely had an issue at the end of this fight. I just felt like it was home cooking a little bit the way the ref stopped it, but someone convinced me that maybe the ref saw something I didn't, because he did not get a full 10 count.
Yeah, you could be right about that, but from what I can remember, Hooney, when he got up, he was still on Queer Street.
I thought he just got up and walked away with an acceptance, but again, it had gotten so raucous in there because he did knock him. You know, I felt like they was just like, we're gonna give it to him. But we'll leave that be. We'll leave it be.
Usual suspect 6.
Shout out to Justice Winnie.
And he's supposed to be back in action coming up soon too.
I'm excited for that. I like Hooney. I really do.
Yeah, I rock with Justice Hooney. So which leads us into the Joseph Parker fight.
Yes, sir.
So once again, I say decent progression into this fight, fighting, and this is, of course, a true test, the biggest test of Fabio's career.
Absolutely.
Will he be able to pass it though?
Remains to be seen.
We'll skip through his earlier parts. Of course, it's just the journeymen and guys who are blowing up records like Jakub Saglin. 34-3, but this guy's trash. You know what I mean? Uli Tupu is poo-poo. You know what I mean? Cali Meehan was once a dude. His son's supposed to be fighting Cali Meehan Jr. I wonder what happened to him. Cali Meehan used to be somebody. He had some wins on his resume, but Cali Meehan is old.
I'm not even familiar.
Yeah, look how old kid. Don't even got his age up here no more. He's so old.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing this thing because I remember seeing him on HBO in a couple of fights. Let me see. Was it maybe he got knocked out by Danny? No, it was Hasim Rockman in the Lamont Brewster era.
Yeah, he's been around, man.
Yeah, he's been around like that. Yeah, that's 20, damn near 20 years ago.
Correct. I was gonna say I'm not familiar with him.
He even fought Ruslan Shagaya for the WBA in 2010. You know what I mean? So by the time he got to Joe Parker, he was hella old. You know what I mean?
Right.
Carlos Takam. It was a decent win. That was Carlos was fresh.
Yeah. Only 2 losses.
Solomon Hamono, trash.
I'm not familiar.
Man, I remember when they was hyping dude up. He was like 24-0, like 22 knockouts. And yeah, the first step up you got trounced. Alexander Dimitrenko always was chinny to me. Wasn't this no, that was Lahovic that Wilder gave the seizure to, but Dimitrenko wasn't much better. Andy Ruiz. So this is what was for the first for his first title, the WBO, first title shot. And I thought he got some hometown cooking over there in Auckland, New Zealand. I thought Andy Ruiz edged out the fight.
Usual suspect 6.
Yeah. I'm not really a fan of Joseph Parker to begin with. I mean, I don't really have nothing against him, but
Usual suspect 6.
earlier on, no. Not a fan of Joseph Parker.
He fought Huey Fury when he was undefeated. And that, I think that might have been the first YouTube pay-per-view fight.
YouTube pay-per-view?
Yeah, YouTube pay-per-view. They put they they was charging for this on YouTube, and it failed miserably.
As it should. As it should.
Yeah. You don't do your debut YouTube pay-per-view with Huey Fury as your B-side. ain't gonna work out. And he came out with a majority decision.
Yeah, that's.
Of course, we remember the Joshua fight. That was somewhat frustrating. I think the ref kind of did him dirty in that fight. Dillian White is a fight that I think he should have won, but his temperament wasn't there in those times.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Even that Joshua fight, I wasn't a fan of Parker. Probably up until, well, I'll say.
So I remember when they finally did a huge domestic fight, and Junior Fa, they finally got the fight with Junior Fa. Junior Fa was 19-0 at the time, and that was the absolutely most disgusting, unwatchable fight I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was gonna say Fa looked like poo, but whatever. Still not impressed at this point. Like, whatever. Both of them, like, whatever.
Split decision with Derek Chisora. That's disappointing and unimpressive. Doubled back and got the unanimous decision against Chisora. About
pushed Chisora in their fight too.
6 months later, gets stopped by Joe Joyce. However,
that's when I started liking, because that was a dang banger. Like, that was a knockdown, drag him out fight.
Apparently, Joseph Parker was sick in that fight. That was.
But you know how hard he fought in that fight. He fought his heart out in that fight.
He did. You know what I mean?
That's when I started liking Joseph Parker.
So he got stopped in 11, but no shame in that. Joe Joyce was a juggernaut at the time. You know what I mean?
Juggernaut was a beast. And slow. And I used to like Juggernaut at that rate too.
That was Juggernaut at his peak.
Yeah.
Now that you look at it.
Well, people were still calling him slow and mechanical and all that. And I just didn't mind it. I like Joe Joyce still.
So after that Joe knockout, the rebuild started, and he fighting blowing up cruiserweights like Jack Massey, Fega, Polu.
Now, is this all Andy Lee?
Huh?
Is this all Andy Lee at this point? After Joe Joyce?
Yeah, after Joe Joyce, okay. Andy Lee comes on the scene with him.
Yeah.
The Ron Gronkowski lookalike Simone Keane from Canada, trash, stopped him in 3 rounds. Inactive Deontay Wilder. Let's be real, Wilder was rusty as fuck, and was out the ring for how long, coming off of some type of injury, elbow injury,
personal stuff going on. So, yeah, man.
He did what he had to do against Wilder and got the win, unanimous decision win. Zhilei Zhang was back and I wouldn't say it was back and forth, but he was down twice.
Correct.
Down twice in the fight, but Zhilei Zhang is one of those guys. It's like, if he don't get you out of there, you can get rounds on him.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the same thing happened with old boy Jerry Forrest.
Love Jerry Forrest.
Jerry Forrest, I think, was down early, maybe 2 times against Jilly Zhang. Came back in the fight, and Jilly Zhang started running out of gas, and it turned out to be a draw. You see that one draw on Jilly Zhang's record? That's Jerry Forrest surviving them 2 knockouts, and then putting the pressure on Jilly.
Forrest is tough, and to be honest, Zhang, his tank. His tank's
going the distance. Definitely a liability.
Yeah.
So he made it through that, but not clinically. Not as clinical as what we've seen from Ajit Kabayel.
Oof. Now that's my favorite. We'll talk about that soon.
He goes up against Martin Bakole next in a late substitution fight. Remember, this fight was supposed to be Danny Dubois. Dubois pulls out with a curious injury or illness that we still don't know what the real details were. But Martin Bakole flies in.
We know what the details were. You just be hating on Triple D. He had some type of sinus thing going on. That's what it was.
So they say. But other than that, Martin Bakole swoops in for the paycheck.
Correct.
Terrible decision by Martin Bakole and his team for doing this. It would be different if the man was training over there in Congo, but he was over there eating food.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was training. He was probably competing in eating content.
He was training his mouth up and down,
wearing tight jeans. Let's go.
Yeah. So Martin Bakole got sat down after 2 rounds.
Absolutely, with what I call the widow's peak shot.
After 2 rounds, and he might have could have continued, but
I don't think so.
The unsavory coach that he got, I think it was Billy Nelson, stopped the fight. I mean, said, "Yeah, the check cleared. Let's enjoy ourselves over here in Riyadh."
Would you really have wanted to see more? The way he went down, and just the circumstances surrounding it, I don't think it would have been a great idea to continue on. He would have looked horrible, and he already looked crazy the way he fell. I think it was a good call. Throw the towel.
So we've gone through the resume of Joseph Parker, and to be extra critical, I'm not entirely impressed. Like I said, Wilder was inactive and rusty coming off of an injury. Jilly Zhang was not a clinical fight. He was down twice and showed flaws, and if Jilly Zhang had any type of a gas tank, Joseph Parker probably would have been out of here.
Absolutely.
Martin Bakole was a liability that flew in. They could have chose a Lawrence Okoli that lives in Dubai,
who offered
calling for the fight. Yes, who offered to do the work.
Yeah, he offered to step in.
But they went ahead and flew Bakole. Bakole had to travel like on a flight for like 20 hours or something.
Right, only giving him hours before the actual fight. Correct.
Man was on a plane, had seats that didn't even fit him. Scrunched up on a plane, on a little Cessna or something like that, flying to Riyadh for 20 hours, and to come out, missed the weigh-in.
Yes, he did. Seats that didn't fit, pants that didn't fit, only to miss the way in and get in there and get knocked out cold.
So
it wasn't cold. But
so what is Joseph Parker's form really like?
What is his form really like?
Yeah, because he hasn't got no good work in like the Martin McCauley fight, we can't rate that.
Well, we're about to find out for sure. I mean, obviously, the fight with Triple D is what people wanted to see. I don't know that I want to shout out McCauley really for stepping in like that. For all I care, they could have just took that one off the card, but we don't know. I mean, it's not been bad though since he's been with Andy Lee. So I think we're about to see, unless Fabio just comes in there and stops him cold. We're about to see what Joseph Parker is really working with, unless he tries to throw that Widow Peak shot again, because that thing is effective, man.
I like Wardley. I like Wardley a lot, but still, Joseph Parker is a very experienced fighter.
Yeah,
and knows how to fight negative enough to offset the powers of Wardley.
Yeah,
and I could see Joseph Parker fighting a fight that's absolutely safe and ugly to watch.
I don't know about safe. I mean, it may begin safe, but for instance, if he gets Wardley in the trouble that Hooney did, he's not gonna hesitate the way Hooney did. He's gonna go in for the kill because, like you said, he has that experience. I absolutely think Parker just got this, but Wardley is a wild card.
Yeah, he is. He definitely is a wild card, and I'm banking on the fact that I think Wardley has learned or will learn something from his last fight. I think that experience, I think he'll grow from that, which may lead into us seeing the best Fabio Wardley we've seen thus far, and he'll need that against a guy like Joseph Parker.
Considering this will be his first fight of this stature, I would hope we would see that from Wardley. Because again, Wardley, he can box. He's just not the best. But I hope he's been in the gym working on some things because he's going to need it. He's going to need it against Joseph.
Indeed. Well, I'm up in the air with that fight right there. I mean,
I got Parker.
I still don't really know yet. I'm going to have to figure it out real soon.
I got Parker without question.
All right. We got a domestic clash between two Filipino fighters.
Yeah.
Usual suspect.
Interesting little match here.
Pedro. Taduran.
Yeah.
Did Pedro General Taduran Jr.
Yes, sir.
28 years old, southpaw, 5'4". He has a record of 18-4, 1 draw and 13 KOs. I don't know much about Taduran, but let's peruse through his resume.
Yeah, I got a pretty good little film study off on Pedro. And he's an interesting little dude who apparently wants to get past what is his name? Balunan to get to Collazo.
Oh, he wants the Collazo work. I never heard nobody call out Collazo. You must be crazy.
The thing is, I think Balunan is a Mando, so he's just someone in the way, so to speak, to a Collazo fight. But he has to get past this guy.
I'm not hating on his resume so far. There's some decent records on there. I don't know about the names, but decent records. Shigoka, who was undecided. That's a good name right there.
I think, I was about to say his only 2 losses were to Taduran. because Genjiro was supposed to be, you know, something big over there in Japan. Yes.
And Shiro, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those are two back-to-back wins, good wins from Taduran, but I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced by him. They're like he's decent, and he's decent for the fact that a lot of these guys are over there. They block, then they punch. They block, then they punch. This guy knows how to punch in between punches.
Yeah,
I mean, he has a little bit of that to his game. He has some counter punching ability.
Yes, he does.
He's not. Yeah, he's not all the way just a Reggie Filipino fighter that only can do one thing: come forward and take turns. You go, I go. You go, I go.
Right. Well, I think he's definitely a come forward fighter, but he does have a greater bag, more in depth as far as his technique. He's not just the typical take your turn. He's gonna press, and he works. So shout out to Taduran.
Christian Balunan, 12-0, 7 KOs, 25. He fights out of the orthodox stance. A little bit bigger than Taduran, and in my opinion, he's more explosive.
More explosive, and I don't know how to describe this or explain it, but they have some similar qualities as far as the counter punching ability.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's just that Balunan, is that what's his name? Balunan?
Yeah.
He's just more rangy, and I think a little bit more cautious as to how he's not. Well, he does press, but not in the same manner. Like, I think this is actually gonna be a very good fight.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's
gonna be interesting. It seems like Taduran has the higher knockout record, but I still feel that Christian, he has some explosiveness about him that I think he's the bigger puncher, even though that the record doesn't state that. Only 58% KO ratio compared to Taduran's. But this definitely should be an interesting fight. I think Taduran's fought the better of the opposition.
Definitely.
But,
he's definitely what you would say the more experienced fighter for sure.
I liken this to a definite step up for Balunan. And I don't know, I just feel he's better than Taduran.
You think so?
Yeah. I'm leaning towards Balunan in this fight just because they're the same fighter, but he's more explosive.
He is, but I don't know. This one is another one that was actually kind of hard for me because I do feel like Taduran's experience should not be overlooked. But Christian is more, I don't want to say calculated. Whereas, so to be honest, Christian can absolutely, I believe, walk Taduran into something because he's more calculated. But Taduran would be your wily vet. And you know what I mean? So this one as well was a 50-50 for me. I'm still not totally sure where I want to go with that one. It's going to be a good fight.
That fight comes on Sunday. So since it's over that part of the world, it's probably going to be early Saturday morning
for us,
for Saturday. But yeah, so that's the US6 fight card for week 7. Pagan versus Montgomery. That's going to be showcased, I believe, on DAZN. Is it OTX or is Salida doing this card? Might be a Salida card.
He fights for Salida, and I don't know that I ever see them. It's probably Salida. I should check real quick.
Salida been doing a lot of his fight cards on DAZN, so It's likely either if it's Alita or OTX is going to be on the zone. Samake versus Alejandro Ortiz. No clue how to watch that. I don't know if the zone picked that up or.
I think all his fights are just usually you catch him later. But Pagan and Montgomery are definitely going to be on the zone.
Parker Wardley. I heard this is pay-per-view on the zone. If it is, that's absolutely ridiculous because the card under it is absolute trash.
Yeah, exactly. And it's $60.
Oh, yeah, that ain't it.
It's not.
That ain't it. Frank got to be ashamed of himself for putting out $60 for that. And you got absolutely nobody on the undercard. The co-main is 2 guys that I haven't even heard of before.
I don't know.
In the cruiserweight division at that. And I keep my eyes on the cruisers.
Yeah, I don't think he has any shame in his game, to be honest. Frank, that is. He said he's going to continue with pay-per-views when Turkey stood there and said no more. So there's no telling what more Boo Boo will be paying for, to be honest with you.
We'll be paying November 22nd as well because Turk turned his back on, we ain't doing no pay-per-views and they charging for that.
Yeah, I thought that I thought he said after the 22nd, but then I went and did my research. He definitely said the 22nd going forward, nothing. I think we should we need to send some more nasty little messages. I've done it before, I'll do it again. He ain't blocked me.
Taduran versus Balunan in a Filipino domestic clash for the IBF Championship. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that's going to have any type of a North American TV either. It's going to be, you're going to have to catch the replay on a Filipino content creators page on YouTube or something after the fact.
Same with Samake. So yeah,
most definitely.
If I find a way though, if I find out then maybe I'll do a fight call for it, and I will definitely let you know to be in the house.
That's what's up. But y'all know what it is. That was week 7. We'll see what the players do this week. How much crow's gonna be served. Hopefully you won't get two servings this week, Queen.
Oh, I'll probably get more. This is not an easy pick this week at all.
Reminder, everybody, that by the time this airs, the picks will already be submitted. So forget that statement. But by the time this airs, make sure y'all pull up to Bullshitting on the Beltway, Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The Beltway will be open, and we'll be talking further on these upcoming fights and all the rest of the crazy boxing news that goes on in the boxing world. But it's your favorite, get your most hated Oddfella. Salute to the Queen. Shawa. La. Ya.
Salute to you,
And we giz on. See y'all next week.
Peace.